My name's Margaret Koolman from Astrology.com. This new moon chart has the sun and moon in the middle of Scorpio, so the focus is still on the depths of things, deeply important matters. They may be important generally in the world, nationally important, or just important personally. What strikes me first about this chart is that Pluto is right on the North Node, Pluto being the transformation that's proceeding at present over these many years as it's going through Capricorn, and the North Node focusing us on the absolute best of the degree where it falls. The North Node is where the Spirit would direct us, so we see the ideals of that place. So it's the ideals towards which this transformation is aiming that are accessible to us if we will open ourselves to letting go of how things have been before. And particularly the focus of transformation connects with Venus, as Venus, retrograding at the moment, going back through the very first degrees of Scorpio, is making a sextile, that green line, to Pluto, showing that it's around the depths of our emotional responses in relationship that we are to be letting go of our old habit patterns. Venus only retrogrades once every 2 years. That's not very often. She goes back into Libra just as far as 27 2/3 degrees, not very far, and on the 18th of November starts to come forward. So she will again sextile Pluto, but this present sextiling catches Pluto on the North Node. So I think it is this particular new moon and the coming month is about trawling through our old habitual ways of assuming people see us, how we act according to our expectations of other people. And all these rising patterns coming from very, very deep within us. So right from birth and way back. Pluto transforms or allows for transformation, because transformation is the natural stage of growth. We grow to the limits of what is possible within a context, and then everything has to transform for the growth to continue. Pluto represents the destruction of the old, which comes about because we recognize its irrelevance. That which is outdated no longer works. And Pluto is the energy that assists the sweeping away of these outdated modes. Connecting with Venus, it's pulling forward the energy of attraction, the linking together of people, so that you may well find that, or you may have been finding in recent weeks, that some relationships which you have assumed and kept for years, you realise how they're not supporting you anymore, and those relationships can then fall away if you let them go. Very often life would clear away these out-of-date relationships for us without any difficulty if we will let them go. We have a tendency to hold on to them for security and for the memory of how it has been. But when we do that, it makes it all the more difficult to let go when we realise it necessary. On the 6th of November, Mercury was still in Scorpio, making a smooth connection of blue lines to Jupiter and Uranus. It was there just for the next couple of days, and it indicates that for this month, our communications are about all this kind of depth. Connecting to Jupiter, there's a lot of new ideas, a lot of expanded understanding of what has been going on. Possibly with Uranus there, it's about sudden revelations. But very quickly, by the 8th of November, Mercury was in Sagittarius, and so all that had been sort of simmering and becoming clear under the surfaces actually started to come out into the open with not just the stuff that was discovered, being expressed, but also solutions to it. Makes the political scene very exciting. Everybody having an idea of how they can solve problems, lots of different ideas of course, lots of battling around that, hopefully not too many recriminations, not too emotional, and with Mars having moved into Sagittarius towards the end of October, the energy that is around is much lighter than it has been, much more exploratory, prepared to try new things, not knowing what results will be, but let's have a go anyway, because truly trying things out is the only way to find out these days whether something will work or not. The difficulty that is expressed in the chart around Mercury is that square to Neptune and Chiron. And I think this is where we are so keen at the moment to get things right, that fairness and justice for all individuals, for the whole of humanity, for every nation to be seen to be behaving in a way that we regard as humanitarian and so on, which is what Neptune and Chiron are about. It's as though we've got stuck on that, and it prevents us from trying things out. It's as though we assume that if something is tried out and doesn't work, then that the people who suggested it are wrong, and will never be right. And this is taking it too far. We need to be much more flexible so that someone who has the courage to try something out, even if that thing then is seen not to work, needs to be given another go, try something different. What's important at the moment is the energy of exploration. We are all explorers. We don't know how it's going to be or how it can work out. If we're not prepared to move forwards, take even one step, we can't discover the direction that's correct. By stepping forwards, we can make adjustments and the correct direction will be found. There are more notes on my website about this new moon, and the contemplation follows. There you go, on to the next thing, and the next. Shh. Stop. Take time out. Take out time from the equation. Experience what is left. Sound, colour, shape, sensation, space, centre surrounded, breath and the beating heart, and countless millions of energetic vortices spiralling into and out of dimensions. And would you pull on the coattail of the mighty creator of all things, just to have your question answered? Far better to stand still, mouth agape with awe at the vastness of life. Did you know your questions bring their answers with them? It is for you to set down the bundle from your stick, undo the packaging and read. When you cannot understand what is written, an angel will help you. Travel quietly, in peace, listening to the flowers and the wind. Life itself is the mystery, roaring in your face, digesting your food, playing hide-and-seek with you in the eyes of others. Remember to stop and look.